Austin, and today's fantastic edition of Twitch TV Thingamajiggery, I'm going to be focusing on Journey of Wrestling. Yay! For those of you who don't know who I am the director of 2020's most horizontally horrifying horror movie, Bubba Batcher, you can find online. But today we're going to do something a bit different. Today we're going to do Journey of Wrestling. And we're going to be doing WrestleMania Backlash, because of course we are. So I looked up matches on this, and we're going to be doing a couple of Raws afterwards, leading up to possibly next PPV. If anyone wants to get involved in chat, that'd be cool. I don't really know how. I'm sort of playing a bit of how this works, because I don't really understand it, to be honest. I'm new to Twitch and all that jazz, and I don't want to pay for Twitch Prime, so this is what we basically get. So for context, I love wrestling. I'm a big wrestling fan, particularly Journey of Wrestling, and I thought it'd be quite cool to do a stream on it. I obviously still have some of my old kidney pains, so hopefully I won't need to go to the bathroom too often during this stream, and hopefully I won't be in any particular degree of pain, but no, seem okay at the moment. So here we go. Right, so I'm not really watching WWE at the moment, so I had to go online, find out the matches for the card, and obviously if you're doing a stream like this and you're only focusing on Raw versus SmackDown, like these are 3 matches I saw that Raw had booked. I'm surprised that Priest and Miz are still feuding. Not surprised that Charlotte, Asuka and Rhea Ripley. I was baffled that Braun Strowman was helping add to the main event, but that's okay. I want to explain a few things I've done for this. So firstly, I've set up a feud between Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman because I don't really think they're going to be feuding with Bobby Lashley after the show. So I wanted them to feud, and I've got some ideas for that. Miz versus Damian Priest, I didn't want them to feud at all because they've already feuded, and I don't really see the point of having any more feud between them. And the last one, Charlotte Flair versus Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Look, I personally, I don't really want to see either of these two beat Rhea Ripley yet. So it's the same thing. The main event and the women's match both have feuds which are not for the title. So there you go. But now we have to drown out this card, or pad this card even, with some more shit. I should add, I'm playing in sandbox mode because there will be a few hires I want to make, and also I don't take this sort of game particularly seriously. And it's saying, do you want Ronda Rousey to come back? Which, of course I do. I have plans for her. So there you go. So we have to make a card for WWE Raw WrestleMania Backlash. And we have to make that card now. So I tend to gravitate towards certain wrestlers. So I think in this case, I have to go for the tag match between AJ and Omos and New Day. And you know what people are going to say? This has been done. And it has been done, but there's a very, very important reason that I'm doing this match on this show. And you'll find that out soon. So then we have to go segments. So because I haven't really booked this prior to this point, this particular incarnation bit, I think we're going to have not a recap package, but we're going to have main event hype. And I'm going to put this match as the main event because I don't really think Drew versus Braun versus Bobby is a main event in any stretch of the concept. So my gut would be to open with the tag match, because obviously if I open with Braun versus Drew versus Bobby, they're all going to complain. Now you look at the card and it's a roster and it's stacked, absolutely stacked. Now I should say from the start, I never know what to do with women's tag titles. I'm so open about that. I have no idea what to do with those. So I'm not sure how to work those particularly, but I will hopefully figure out. Alexa Bliss is a face, Bray Wyatt's face. I don't agree with that, but I think if you're going to do a sort of an ongoing one like this, you really need to keep it somewhat organised. But I have an idea for a feud. I mean, if you have to do it, the storyline with Bray Wyatt, I think what you really need to do is you need to do a storyline between Bray Wyatt and Shane McMahon, because that hasn't really been done before, and it sort of hits out the fact that I really don't know what to do with Bray Wyatt. So he's going to start feuding with Shane O'Mac, because, and what could we have that? I mean, WWE rosters, WWE shows even, They usually have some sort of stupid storyline like this. So I think Mask versus Career. I think that's cool. Because I kind of hate the Mask at this point. I really am not a huge fan of it. You'll notice also now, too, that you can have multiple wrestlers wrestle multiple times in the same night. That's good to know. So what are we going to do from here? Well, I think you need a really good opening match. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of retired people. So I think if you want a really good opening match, what you need to do is you need to have a tag match, multi-tag. So we're going to go for a 4-way tag match because, you know, that'll be an easy way to set up the tag team title thing. And normally that go on pre-show, but I don't feel in this case. I feel there will be some pre-show stuff, but I don't. Actually, we're going to move main event package here. Normally I'd start the recap package to separate main show from the pre-show, but we're going to start that here. So what do we want on the main show? Well, I think, like... Well, here's the thing. I think Angel Garza deserves a chance at a sort of bigger spot. So we're going to have him versus Jeff Hardy. On pre-show, yes, but that's quite cool. Right, so this really annoys me. So I'm going to set up a mini feud between these two, also on pre-show, because essentially I want to pair them back together, I think. So, you know, I don't really know why they're feuding. I don't know why they were broken up out of the main unit to start with. So, but they were. So we're also going to have a production video for Ronda Rousey, talking about her, because that will beat things up. So that's going to be on the main show. Break up the tag matches. Actually, no, break up the tag matches. So you do this, and then you do this, and then Bray Wyatt. There's 2 big matches back to back. I'm not sure how I feel about those. 24/7 title. Sheamus actually. So Sheamus is there. So Sheamus is going to go up against Keith Lee because, you know, Keith Lee is really, genuinely, quite fond of Keith Lee. I think he's a really good wrestler. And we're going to do a feud for that. We're going to do a new title challenge after that. Shit, yeah. So Mansoor. I kind of. Mansoor, but who is Mansoor fake? Mansoor. So Mustafa Ali is already. No, he's not. Oh, okay. Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali. I like that actually. That'd be good. That can go for a corruption. I think only corruption storylines. That can go on the main show. And Jesus Christ. Look at the state of this. Like, here's the thing. None of these wrestlers are bad. Like, Nia Jax, Long, I mean, they're not great, but they're not bad. But this is a horrible division. So what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to start trying to figure out some, wrestlers that I can add to that women's division, because it's really bad at the moment. But because they're here, why not book a freeway? And that can also go on pre-show. So how's that card look? So main event: Charlotte versus Asuka versus Rhea Ripley, Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman versus Bob Lashley, Vine Raiders versus T-Bar Mace, Keith Lee versus Sheamus, Miz versus Damien Priest, Mustafa Ali versus Mansoor, New Day versus AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy versus Angel Garza, Cedric versus Shelton, and tag title match. I think we've got time for one more story or spot or that. So I think this, you know, because Becky Lynch is due to come back. I think that'd be cool to have that. And then, oh, you can't put more than 3 segments. Oh yeah, okay. So do I have time for enough match? Yeah, R-Truth. So we're going to do a brawl because I like the idea of that. So for this title, yeah, I like that actually. So that can go on. So that's quite a fucking. I think this can go on the main show actually. Yeah. Like, I mean, 24/7 title doesn't really matter. That's a really good undercard. I think so. So should I hire him? Well, let's look at what Vince McMahon's told me says. Raise prestige of Backlash dual threat contract to make Charlotte Flair face of company, hold 2-3 higher league tag matches. I'll do that. Part-timers, Shane McMahon, 6 appearances, good days with McMahon. So let's delete most of those. We can delete most of those and then figure out from there. And hirings. Right, so what we're going to do is we are going to do some hirings. Now, not the obvious ones, because I mean, I don't go too far back on what they've done. They fired Samoa Joe, and it does make sense to hire Samoa Joe, to be honest. Kairi Sane, I don't know really. I mean, I think like I don't think hiring back is really thing to do. In Chris Hero's case, I think it is, because I think he can add something to the roster. And also he hasn't been in Raw, so we're going to hire him that. It's one thing with sandbox mode is you can pay the fee for this, which I prefer to do. I don't care for the negotiation aspect too much particularly. Who is non-scandaggy people, because Tony DiNucci, not Joe Ryan, the Lucky Jackson. I'm always tempted to hire him because of the Young Bucks connection. I didn't think that's just silly. Tony Deppen, definitely, because the 24/7 title is going to evolve a fair bit. So, and one more, I guess. I'll tell you what, Charlie Haas, because I've got some ideas for that, and I like the idea of going out with the Express Tag Team, and maybe one more. Because you need more female wrestlers. Session more fight. That's really cool actually. Yeah, he's quite decent wrestler. Okay, so we'll go for that, and then we'll play. Okay, so WrestleMania, WWE Raw presents WrestleMania Backlash, live known for a mostly packed audience, hope they're all socially distancing. Fan interest is on part of the event, which headlined by Rhea Ripley vs Charlotte Flair vs Asuka for WWE Raw Women's Championship. And you know, some people think, oh, you're being woke and all that crap. No, to be honest, this is by far the best match they have on the show. So, you know, one of the most anticipated matches of the night is Bob Lashley vs Drew McIntyre vs Braun Strowman for WWE Championship. Other matches now fans buzzing include Nia Jackson, Shane Baszler vs Lana and Naomi, Mandrose and Dane Brooke for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, and Sheamus vs Keith Lee for the WWE United States Championship. Braun Strowman faced Bob Lashley tonight using his Backlash triple threat ticket contract for the shot at WWE Championship, and Braun Strowman defeating champion win title with Bob Lashley and Braun Strowman's stream. Tin Jong see our predictions for the event. Cool. It's a lovely poster, which has shit, Omos is right up there. Why is bloody hell? Like, Omos is ahead of Bobby Lashley. Jesus Christ! Like, talk about a new generation. Okay, here's Nicole Lane with a predictions for the event. Oh god, WWE Raw Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley vs Charlotte Flair vs Asuka. Charlotte Flair wins title. So she predicts Bob Lashley will win the other triple threat. She predicts that Viking Raiders will win that match. James vs Keith Lee. She predicts Sheamus retains for cheating. I don't know where she's been told this information. Miz vs Damien Priest, and Miz wins. WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, Lana and Naomi win the titles. I'm sure. Mustafa Ali beats Mansoor. AJ Omos vs New Day. AJ Omos obtained by Interference DQ. Jeff Hardy vs Angel Garza. Jeff Hardy wins. Shelton Benjamin vs Cedric Alexander. Shelton Benjamin wins. 24/7 Championship. Titus O'Neil wins the title. Let's see how these predictions hold up at the event. I don't know who's leaking information to Nicole, but these results might have to change quite suddenly. So we're on the WrestleMania Backlash pre-show! And it's time for the 9-way arena brawl match. And Jesus Christ, one of these wrestlers is literally invisible. So who am I going to have in win match? Well, the first thing to say about Journey of Wrestling is that wrestlers and titles will lose prestige if they lose immediately. So on one hand, R-Truth should win, but on the other hand, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with this. I want to elevate the 24/7 title so that it means something when the title is won. So I'm going to go for distraction, and I'm going to go for The Miz. It's going to distract, and John Morrison's going to win. And that got 4 stars. 3.5 stars. John Morrison gained overness. Bethel Gates lost overness. So R-Truth's morale, 57% changed content from happy, and brawl match decreased from the event. Well, John Morrison got over. Again, like I said, the brawl match got a higher rating, but the champion, they're very happy with John Morrison's champion, but the reign is down. Now it's a bit annoying because I get why this game is doing that, but at the same time I'm a little annoyed because 24/7 title is traditionally not meant to be held for very long. So we've got Cedric outside versus Shane Benjamin. In this match, Cedric's a heel and Shane's a good guy. Well, heel won the first match, and I think for the context of this storyline, I think Cedric has to lose a bit. So I'm going to go for Shane Benjamin clean. And 4 stars, Cedric's popularity has decreased a little, but it's a good match, very good match, and it plays into what the plan is going forward for these characters. I'd love to put them back in the Hurt Business, but I won't stick to what WWE's doing. At least up to this point, I can move forward from here, but you got to do a base level, I think. So here we go, Jeff Hardy versus AJ Garza. And for this match, Jeff Hardy is the good guy and Angel Garza is a bad guy. And I kind of want to do an opposite, really. I want to have Angel Garza win because I feel like Angel Garza is going to rise up high and Jeff Hardy's going to fall down a bit, and also play into things later on. Angel Garza does win, 3.5 stars. Good match. Jeff Hardy's morale changed. I get that, I understand that, but we're playing the longer picture here, so you have to take some hits there, I'm afraid, Jeff. So we're going to continue. Main event package. So promoting beat height for the main event show, which obviously triple threat women's match. 4.25 stars. That's not too bad. Got the main event over, got the wrestlers over a bit, I think, hopefully. New Day vs AJ and Omos. Now here's my thing. I don't want to break the New Day up. I don't think they should be broken up, but I do think they've gone as far as they can with tag titles and all that crap. I think they can still be a really good tag team. I personally would not split Big E off from them, but it was, and that was what happened, so you have to deal with that. So for the context of this match, I would personally say you have to have AJ and Omos win it, but it's playing into a big picture, which you'll find out tomorrow on Raw, or tomorrow in game time on Raw. So AJ and Omos going to win clean, 5 stars. New Day popularity has decreased a little, but AJ's starting to get over with fans, and it's a really good match. And there's a point where I really need to have AJ reveal how good he is at wrestling again, because it's been a while since we've really seen the phenomenal one. New Day's popularity did fall, and they're a little colder, but it's going to play into what I have planned in the future. Although 619 is a really low level for New Day to have for popularity wise. So Mustafa Ali vs Mansoor. So this is a corruption storyline, and I kind of want to go heels win, face wins to an extent because I want to keep it a balanced show. And I think Mansoor has a lot to offer, you know. But at the same time, sort of like when you're dealing with a corruption storyline like this, the impulse would be the bad guy wins. That's what you do. But I don't think that's necessarily how you should always work it, because you want Mansoor to get over, and also you want there to be a reason that Mustafa Ali wants this guy in his clique or whatever it is. So Mansoor wins clean. And 4 stars. Dynamite. Look at that hype. I didn't even know Mansoor was on Raw. Now Mustafa Ali's popularity has dropped, but that's going to rise because I have a really good idea there. So that's a really good match. And tag titles have actually risen in popularity. Very cool. Okay, so this match. Oh God, here's the thing with this match. It's not women's wrestling that I think great sometimes. It's WWE's version, because none of these are bad athletes per se, but the booking's so terrible, and you just feel like it needs to be better. So we really need to step up on this. So first thing he says, Shayna and Nia Jax need to be the dominant champions. So they need to win this match. And that's not a reflection of Lana and Naomi or Mandrose and Dane Brooke, but I think we need to really start from the ground up rebuilding this division. So Nia and Shayna are going to win, and it's 3.5 stars. So good match. The popularity did decrease, but we're going to work on that for the future. And we've got some ideas on how to fix that. Miz versus Damien Priest. Here's my issue of this match. Damien Priest has to win because he's the future, but the Miz really should win because he's the because I think Miz needs a win, and also I think the Miz is someone who I can buy at the top of the card, but at the moment I can't because like you've got Bobby Lashley's champ who's going to be champ probably for a while, and I don't really think Miz and him are going to have a feud per se. So this match has to go to Damien Priest, but how can we put this match in such a way that it works? Because you also need to big Damien Priest up, which is going to be a sufficient threat to fight Bob Lashley. And there's only one way you do that, and that's manager throwing towel, which will play into what I do with Miz from here on. So Damien Priest is going to beat the ever-loving crap out of the Miz, and you look at that. So Damien Priest busts the Miz open, and Maurice throws in the towel. Miz isn't bleeding that bad, but Maurice throwing in the towel, I love when that works because it gives the Miz an out. It's a hot match. You know, Miz and Damien Priest both got over in popularity, and it's Miz morale changed to content for happy. He's not happy you lost, but at the same time you gave him an out, so that's very cool. And I've got some plans for Miz and Morrison coming up, so that's good. So then we get a video package about Ronda Rousey promoting company outside ring, and she's back. Ronda is back, and there's a neutral, so there's some leeway there's how you book that from the future going on. And then our big US title match. Now look, here's where Nicole bugs me. Nicole has irritatingly got the plan finish. Because I don't like them DQs or countouts, but at the same time, this feud has to continue. So my arc in this story is Sheamus cannot beat Keith Lee. So this is going to be a countout where Keith Lee beats Sheamus' ass, and only got 3 stars, and I get that, and that's tad annoying. Sheamus is down popularity a little bit, but there's a reason for that, because you want to work this feud up so that Sheamus knows he can't beat Keith Lee. But he's going to keep cheating and DQing and all that crap. And then you'll work up to a big match between Keith Lee and Sheamus. And this match I forgot was on the show. Well, I mean, there's only one option to win this match, and that's RK Bro. And incidentally, RK Bro is an amazing name for a tag team. Really, really good. And they had a really good match. 4.25 stars, RK Bro. They're going to raise up tag ranks a bit. And then we're going to really get a sense of them. They're going to eventually face AJ and Omos. And then question's going to be, is Randy Orton going to turn on Riddle? Because that's the assumption. Bray Wyatt's in ring for promo and Shane McMahon interrupts him. Shane McMahon criticised Bray Wyatt's ability to wrestle and said they aren't even on the same level. I love that. Normally I hate those segments, but I love this one because it screams Shane McMahon that he'd be like, you can't wrestle, I'm best in with. And then got Master's career. And major heat for this angle. So I really like this one. We're going to stretch this out a bit. You get to have a few matches with Bray Wyatt versus Elias, which is going to be an amazing match because obviously Shane's going to drag that out for as long as possible. And then you got your semi-main event, WWE Championship. Now, if we are actually putting this properly, if we are going through something like Pro Wrestling Simulator, what we would do here is we would have Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman incapacitate each other, and Bobby Lashley sink in and get a win. Maybe it'd be something like Bob Lashley locks on the hurt lock on Braun Strowman, then Drew McIntyre runs across the ring, kicks Braun Strowman, and then he's knocked back, and then the pin is got by Bobby Lashley, or something like that. But in this case, Bob Lashley's not going to cheat win, because I love the idea of Bob Lashley as a dominant champ. And F1 got over 4.5 stars. Drudge got over popularity. put on a hot match. A lot of viewers tuned in to watch, which, oh my god, hope main event does similarly. But you really want to beat Bob Lashley up as a big time champ. Yeah. And then our other main event. Okay, so you can say the heel winning's a tad frustrating, but this one's going to be a little different because this one is going to go to a time limit draw. And it's going to be Asuka that does that. And okay, it's only 4 stars, not as big as the last time, but I think that's important because I didn't want 2 heels winning in a row, but I didn't want Asuka to win the title. And this gives Rhea Ripley, it gives them more out and out. Because Asuka did not beat Rhea Ripley, Charlotte did not beat Rhea Ripley, but you can say Asuka and Charlotte were fighting at the time that the time limit expired. Maybe they both had submissions on, or they're both going for a pin, or their shoulders were both down. But anyway, that's a good match. That's a good way to start off this Raw journey, especially given who's going to be coming back tomorrow. Ooh. So let's go for the buy rates, people. Eventually we'll get buy rates when this game loads up, I guess. And we did less than SmackDown. Fuck. Brilliant. That's awesome. We did more than double or nothing, so take that AEW. Oh, elite. Oh, elite. You ain't as elite as Asuka, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, and I'm going to steal some of your talent soon, so there you go. WWE WrestleMania Backlash goes beyond hype. Amazing shows great match top and bottom. Made off his session Moth, she said yes. Tony Deppen, Chris Hero. New venture. Oh, Sheamus got over on chat show. This whole thing's worked despite other reports and show changes his charisma. So what happened on the other show? Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, terrific match. Jey Uso and Edge building an all-time classic. Oh, well, you know, we can't compete Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. So now we're going to look at what the other companies did with their events. So let's go to All Elite Wrestling and see what's on there then. Cody Rhodes beat Kenny Omega. Wait, hang on a second. That's not cricket. Like, Cody Rhodes couldn't challenge for the title anymore. Oh, a lot happened to us. John Moxley beat Chris Jericho. Ray Phoenix beat Darby Allin. MJF beat Hangman Page. There's 3 better wrestler feuds. That's really original. Benjo Zero beat A. Kingston. Starks and Cage beat Matt and Mike Sydal. Jade Harky beat Hikaru Shida, not for the title. Good Brothers beat Santana and Ortiz. Gun Club, Beaver Boys, Super Smash Brothers, Bryce Party, Young Bucks, East Page and Scorpio Sky Best Friends to win the AEW tag titles. SCU beat The Acclaimed. Varsity Blondes beat Chaos Project and Christian Cage beat Miro Retirement storyline. That's not an awful show. I mean, it's not great, but it's not awful. What about NXT? What do they do? Aaron Cole beat Pete Dunne, Karen Cross. Okay, we've got Aaron Cole title rankings. The NXT ratings are really good. Kyle Riley beat Walter. That sounds like a classic match, actually. Finn Balor beat Top Dollar, Zap Gibson, John Gargano, Wesley, Cameron Grimes, Mass Champion, Bronson Reed win the NXT North Men Championship. Mustache Mountain beat Breezango, James Drake beat Lewis Holy, Shotzi Blackheart, and Ember Moon beat Raquel Gonzalez and Kota Kai, and Tig Fatu beat Tony Nese. Not an awful show. I don't care about New Japan. Roman Reigns beat Montez Ford? Jesus Christ, okay. Kevin Owens beat Big E and Daniel Bryan, unsanctioned match, which aired before the WWE title match. Strange. Edge beat Jey Uso, better wrestler. Mysterious beat Dirty Dogs, not for the tag titles. Esther Black beat Cesaro, okay. Seth Rollins won the IC title. Roderick Strong beat Murphy. Pat McAfee beat Otis? Otis is on NXT? Oh no, no he's not. What's Beyond Belair beat Sash Banks and they dropped down the card for that. And Slapjack beat Chad Gable. That sounds horrendous. Okay, 4 weeks to Money in the Bank. Let's start this off. Let's do a Raw. No. Let's do a Raw setting this up. So recap package obviously needs to start off, but then think needs to start off hot. So we're going to go RK Bro, and going to go T-Bar and Mace. We're going to have these 2 teams to you. But actually no, before that we are going to go for feuds. We're going to make no, we're not actually. I was going to make a feud between Arcade Pro and them, but I'm not going to. And what we're going to do is we're going to do something a bit different this week and shows where we're going to try and book it like an actual TV show. So we're going to have Arcade Bro are going to come out and they're just going to say we want a tile match, straight up, you know. And we're going to do it segment. So that's the first part of the show, and then we're going to do a segment video package for. See, is Becky Lynch back yet? Yep, she is. Okay, so we're going to do. In this part of my idea, we're going to do a video package for Becky Lynch because I have a really cool idea for what we can do with that. And we're gonna, that's something we'll be into next week. So we're going to do a So we're going to do a three-way tag match. Charlotte Flair is going to be teaming with Shane Baszler and Nia Jax. She doesn't like them, but she's going to be teaming with them anyway. And so she's going to be going up against Asuka. No, you don't want to. Asuka, Naomi, and Lana. Yeah. Sounds like a cool match, greatest wrestler. And then we're going to get a match, we're going to get a video backstage, spirited promo, tag team. And that's going to be New Day, and there's going to be a very important reason for that, which is we're going to stop using Xavier Woods up as a single guy. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to be doing a manager promo. We're going to have Kofi Kingston. If I think. So that would be good. And then we're going to go for another tag team match. So we're going to go for Mustafa Ali and Angel Garza versus Mansoor and Jeff Hardy, and that's compare. It's going to be a thing from last night. So okay, and then we're going to have this promo battle between Damien Priest and Bobby Lashley. It's going to be like, you want a piece of me? Oh no, shit, we don't want that. No, that's completely wrong. We want a promo battle. And then we're going to have and then we've got two left, so we want main event, which is going to be Keith Lee versus Sheamus again after last night, and it's going to be a no count out match, and then we're going to have our main event where we're going to have promo angle. And that's our show. We're going to have, because I've got some cool things I'm leading up to, so disrespect. So it's going to be like you. Okay, so don't want to play the event quite yet. So we've got 6. Chris Hero. So we've got these guys back, and that's good. They're going to be coming back and having good stories. But we're going to start with this program, Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. So, New Day vs AJ, almost best part of the last show, the video package for that. And that's one thing I'm going to try and do in this story, ongoing story, if you will, where we're going to try and have all the titles deviate in terms of what can headline. Because I don't see a reason why the tag titles can headline sometimes, the women's tag, the women's title, even US title. It depends on what the feud is and how good it is. So for this match, you have to have RK Bro win, because they're the tag team who are going to be going over in the future. And they're going to come out and they won tag title match. And 5 stars. Tag titles rise in prestige. And we've got an awesome tag match coming up for Money in the Bank. And also it's a good way to keep Brand joining out Money in the Bank, because he doesn't really need to be in Money in the Bank. The video package there is about Becky Lynch saying she's back, and everyone's like, yay, it says she's coming back tonight. So that's going to be an awesome twist. So we got Greatest Wrestler. So I think for this one, Asuka has to continually get Charlotte Flair's number in these matches, but not getting big matches. The match rankings low, popularity's dipped for the feuds, but Asuka has beat Charlotte. Kofi Kingston's in ring, and he's hyping up Xavier's unmatched talent. And okay, not quite the response I wanted, but we're being up slowly and surely to Xavier Woods getting a bit of a title run. So corruption. So I'm going to go with Angel Garza and Mustafa Ali wins this match by cheating, because I've got an idea of what to do with them. Possibly 2 tag teams here, which is good. You want to be the tag division a bit more. So then Damien Priest is in the ring, and Bob Lashley comes out and confronts him and says, oh, I hate these. These are crap, by the way. These don't mean anything. So essentially just the battle is that Bob Lashley came out and said, you beat The Miz, makes you think you're on my level. And obviously they are going to fight on PPV, but Damien Priest has to win a couple of matches first, which he will be doing. So you want to beat Damien Priest up a bit more than he's been booked up. But I also like the idea of possibly extending it, possibly doing a tag match at the PPV, because Bad Bunny's quite cool. So, and then in our main event match, Sheamus vs Keith Lee. Again, like Keith Lee needs to win by DQ. You want to rebuild this up. So Keith Lee continually Sheamus falls Keith Lee, and both go over. And for this one, it's got to be Ronda Rousey beating up Becky Lynch, and she does, and man, that feud is going to be killer. We're going to drag that out for as long as possible. US title went down a little bit there, that's fine because it's building up to a big match, and that was a whopper segment at the end. I mean, seriously, these two are going to have an incredible match at some point. When's it going to be? Who knows, because it's got Money in the Bank coming up. And we almost beat SmackDown. We destroyed AEW and NXT, but we almost beat SmackDown. So that goes to show that we can do it. They're only, not too far above us. So if we go rating, they're only 0.4 rating above us. We almost got twice rating of AEW. Take that, AEW, you marks. So 3 shows Money in the Bank. I think let's book one more. I think that's probably best bet. I'm going to start as always with a recap package, and we're also going to start differently to last week. We are going to have a match. We're going to start the Xavier Woods single push, and we're going to have a multi-match, and it's going to be Jeff Hardy, Angel Garza, Mansoor, Mustafa Ali. And it's going to be a multi-match start show. We're going to continue and then we're going to do things differently from last week, where we're going to deviate away. We're going to have a fight between Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. So pre-recorded fight. Actually, no, that's going to be there. And then we're going to cut to a segment backstage where we're going to do a spooky trick between Bray Wyatt. See, we're going to deviate a bit. We're going to drop some stories some weeks and then pick them up next week. And then we're going to go to Damien Priest. He's going to get a big win against... See, this way it's difficult. It's like The instinct would be put him against a miss, but you can't do that again. So we're going to go for Cedric Alexander. So Damien Priest can get a big win against Cedric Alexander. And then from there we can go to love the idea, and they keep coming out each week, so promo battle. And then what we can do is we can go for production. Yeah, we can go for production feud package, Becky Lynch versus. Because the Impulse beat up Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey fight, but I think that's an impulse you want to avoid. So then we're going to go for main event package, which is going to be Keith Lee again versus Sheamus, which I like. I think that's quite cool. So here's what we're going to do. So we've got two matches that we've got to fit in. So I think these two should have a match. I think that's you can't get Vision over by not having matches. And then I think we're going to have Keith Lee versus Sheamus, and Sheamus is going to cheat to win. And then that's really going to build up to Sheamus versus Keith Lee. Okay, so this is the last one I'm going to do for now, because I want to keep to what we're doing. So 4 3/4 stars for the promo ambush, that's good, that's quite encouraging. We've got Corruption, this storyline, so I think Xavier Woods is going to win because one pushed Xavier Woods a bit, and he got a little over there. And basically it's the slow push to Xavier Woods, so he's not going to have feuds per se for a while, but he's going to be winning a lot of matches. And there's fight backstage, intense fight through the parking lot between two of them, and this is going to be to Money in the Bank because there are going to be two people in that match. In terms of Money in the Bank, I think it's fair to assume that there will be Money in the Bank match. I just don't want that too far in advance. And this one is Bray Wyatt messing with Shane McMahon, which is very cool, which I like because that's going to come back play next week. So next match is Damien Priest. He's going to beat Cedric Alexander in a really good match. Okay, I was going to have some interference in that match, but I thought better of it. Because I thought, Damien Priest needs clean wins. It's solidify himself as Bob Lashley. Okay, Bro in ring for promo, and AJ and almost interrupt them. And basically it's love stoner jokes. And it ends with AJ and almost saying they don't want to face Arcade Bro anymore. This women's match, I'm going to go with Mandrose and Dane Brooke. 2 1/4 stars, not great, but pretty decent. This video package airs because they've had such a long feud in total, and I love the idea of them working butts off to face each other, which might happen sooner rather than later. Sheamus versus Keith Lee. So this match is going to be cheating by Sheamus because he realised he really can't beat. And notice the ratings still not super high, but that's going to rise because they are going to have at Money in the Bank, it's going to be a gimmick match of some sort. So it feels like I'm lowering side a bit, but I have plans for the bigger, longer run. So you need to work up to them. I really think you can't just book the big match stuff with. And our rating dropped because there were no big matches. They put the same match on 2 weeks in a row as the main event, which I understand, but there's a reason to. And hey, our fans dropped less than Friday Night SmackDown's fans, so I think made the right call. So there you go. There's a stream. We're not doing too badly so far. What we're going to do now is I'm going to start setting up some teams, unofficial teams. So we're going to have Jeff and Mansoor, and we're just going to put, not very creative, I know. I'm going to have Mustafa and Angel Garza. So we're going to set those. What else are we going to do? I mean, it's offset. It's gone for restriction for this game. I wish you could have like as many segments as you want it to have, because it's hard to fit all of these on the same show necessarily. But at the same time, it's quite cool that you get sort of a limit of them. Anyway, this was the chat. Glad and stream. Glad you've watched or not watched. Who knows? And I'll be back shortly with future streams. So until then, remember, life is beautiful.